Hey friend, I'm Olivia. Welcome back to Slay the Princess. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings. There are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. We have collected all of the different vessels of the princess. So this will be my last playthrough, I think, of Slay the Princess, because any more playthroughs will just be slight variations of things we've already seen, and it will feel pretty repetitive, except maybe that one. That one would be interesting. But as I have one vessel left to do, and I don't know how to get that one, I do think I know how to get this one. So that's what we're going to try and do today. As I understand it, this one is really sad, but also quite different from the other grey chapter. And I think that will be an interesting place to go. So that's what we're going to do. And since it will be my last playthrough of Save the Princess,
you're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay.
And since it will be my last playthrough of Slay the Princess, I am going to save scum my way there, because I have had it up to here with the I think I'm doing the right thing and it not going where I wanted to go. So we are going to get to our destination today. I suppose that all begins with going to the cabin.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Good news is, I'm pretty sure at least for chapter 1, we do try to save the princess.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Oh, but we're going to save her. We're going to try and save her. Until we don't.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
No blade.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
We get to be nice.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Oh, I guess this would be number... Actually, I'm not sure what number I'm up to. 20? Maybe 20?
Wait, really?
And each
You're
one
here
is...
to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Okay, we get to be her friend.
Hi. I can't believe
We
you're
get
here.
to be
I've
nice.
been
Well, as
waiting
nice as
for
we can
something
be.
like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
I did not.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
Let's examine the chains.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Nope.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
I'm gonna check upstairs. Maybe the key's lying around somewhere up there. And if not, at least maybe I can find something to break you free with.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
They did.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Save the princess.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Let's go.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
No.
What are you doing?
Stop that.
I love that it's our only option.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
We will resist.
The blade! Move the blade! As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
Saving the
I'm
princess?
sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she?
Nope.
Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive.
She's so sad.
The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
So unfortunately, we don't save the damsel.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Let's go.
A warning before you go any further.
I imagine we'll probably have the voice of the smitten with us.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. If only you knew what you did to us, you villain. Excuse me? Forget he said anything. But he is a villain. He made our beloved brutally take our life last time. He's trying to keep us apart, but he won't be able to withstand the power of our love.
Smitten's gonna be so mad with me.
What are you talking about? I think he just likes to hear the sound of his own voice. Let's try to ignore him. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed. Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Let's go to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I don't know if I need to take the blade with me, but I do know that we need to slay the damsel in this chapter, so we should probably take the blade with us.
You take the blade from the table.
I should have saved it before
It will
I
be
did
difficult
that.
to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. I suppose if we're to play the role of dashing knight, we need an equally dashing sword. That way she'll know we can defend her from her enemies.
He doesn't get it.
Hopefully it doesn't put her on edge.
Oh, but it usually does.
There's no use arguing over motivations right now. It's good that you took the blade. You'll need it to do your job.
Into the basement. We're ignoring the mirror.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls.
It's
The
so
basement
pretty.
almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
I don't know. This looks pretty nice.
A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I think we're in love. Okay, I'm with you that we should be doing whatever we can to save her, but saying we're in love is a bit much, don't you think? We don't even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation.
I suppose the...
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
The theory for this chapter is we tried to save her and she murdered us. So now we get revenge.
My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you, right?
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing.
She also called us a dragon once.
And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it?
Considering we're kind of like a walking giant bird monster thing.
Waiting for you to come back? You've been here before, haven't you?
That's right, villain, and you killed us.
She killed us.
Well, she killed us.
Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
Yes, it was self-defense and a mercy, I'm sure.
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time. We damned a whole world. But everything reset. Nothing resets, you're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible.
You killed me last time, and it hurt a lot. Why'd you do that? Do I have to cut you out again? I really didn't care for that last time. What happened after I died? I have to ask, did you end the world after you killed me back there? I'm sorry about what happened last time. The narrator who sent me here to kill you took over my body. It was extremely unfair. Or we can just slay her. And I know, I'm pretty certain that we need to slay her. Let's ask the questions. Did you end the world after you killed me back there?
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Ugh.
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips.
Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
She said she didn't know. That's not a confession. Honestly, the world sucks. People are a plague, and I hope you brought a slow, painful ruin to them all.
I can't believe that the fate of the entire world has been left in the hands of a misanthrope.
Lucky for you, I did destroy the world. I destroyed all of it and made it awful for everyone.
I'd point out that she just admitted to obliterating the entire world, but I guess that wouldn't actually move you.
That one was a confession, but I also think it's a lie. Because this version of the princess just says whatever she thinks will make us happy.
Oh, it moves me. Whatever we do next, we should do our best to not let her out.
At least I can get the voice of the hero on
But
my
have
side.
you seen her angelic face? She should get a pass. She just wanted to make us happy.
By destroying the world?
Apparently, yes.
You killed me last time, and it really hurt a lot. Why'd you do that?
I'm sorry. Didn't you want me to?
Did we?
We warned her of the cruel forces seizing our body. That's practically telling her to kill us. She is our beloved, and she made the choice to free us of our misery, to show us mercy and make the best decision for everyone.
She made the best decision for herself.
She made the best decision for her. Don't be so quick to assign kindness. You're just opening yourself up to manipulation.
Do I have to cut you out again? I really didn't care for it last time.
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done.
What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains.
That may be a mistake.
Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird?
No, I think it's weird.
She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel.
No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behaviour and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
What happened after I died?
You died, and now we're talking.
I'm sorry about what happened last time. The narrator sent me here to kill you. Took over my body. It was extremely
Another
unfair.
version of me was pushed to such drastic action. It was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually.
That's because she's perfect.
Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't.
No.
There's no one else like me.
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
Let's slay the princess and move on to the next chapter.
Blade in hand, you run the princess down.
She trusts us.
Wait, no! You barbarian, what do you think you're doing?
But you ignore the pleas of the foolish little voice and press on. The princess's eyes grow wide with terror as you approach, but she does absolutely nothing to stop you. Your blade pierces her heart, and she collapses pathetically to the ground.
I'm sorry. Did I do something wrong?
No. No. Well, yes, but no.
No, my love, you did nothing wrong. I'm sorry, not you!
Your whole existence can't be about doing what makes other people happy. You have to have some substance of your own.
I'm going to die now. I think that's what you want.
Ugh.
And just like that, she's dead. And the world is saved. Thank you for seeing this through. I know it must have been difficult. Oh, I feel sick.
Sick? You took part in the murder of the fairest creature that's ever lived. And you merely feel sick? I, for one, am absolutely distraught. Grief-stricken. Inconsolable.
You'll get over it. You just saved everyone.
Get over it? You smarmy ass. There's nothing in the world worth getting over it for. We might as well just end it all.
You raise the blade, aiming the point directly towards your heart. Excuse me? No, you absolutely do not do that. Yeah, let's not make any rash decisions. We should give ourselves a minute, take a deep breath, and...
It's too late.
Rash. The only rash decision we've made was running our cursed blade through her heart. This is far from rash. This is measured. This is the only thing left for us to do now that she's gone.
You know, we could wait just a moment. Take a breath, go for a walk, have a glass of water. You know, we could just sit on this for a second and not proceed. I'm the one who makes the decisions here, and I
Exactly,
say no.
you're not doing this.
All of you may have previously thought that my passions were too great to stifle, but those were merely passions of joy. My passions of sorrow run deeper than the ocean itself, and you'll find that they are far more unstiflable. Haven't you? Haven't you all?
I don't believe this.
What? What don't you believe?
You plunge the blade into your own heart and collapse to the floor. You can't be serious. Why are you helping him?
He's not.
I'm not. He just made it happen. I'm sorry.
That's right. You're all sorry. Everything goes dark, and you die.
We ended up where we were supposed to go. Yay!
You're on a path in the woods. You horrid monster. Do you think just because we've returned to the woods you've earned my forgiveness? Our beloved had best be alive and well when we return to the cabin, or you'll never know the end of my wrath. She won't be alive and well when we return to that cabin, because she's dead. We killed her. You killed her. And so I killed you. And you clearly didn't do a good enough job. I'm still here. Oh, and I'm still here too.
Oh, hi, hero.
If you lot get to be blessed with seemingly eternal life, that must mean she's still there, waiting for us to throw ourselves at her feet in remorse. I doubt it. I think I'm better at killing than you are. So you've been here before. Of course you've been here before. What count is it this time? 2?
20?
It's our 3rd. What gave it away? Your open discussions. I couldn't care less what he knows. Every second we stand around arguing in the woods is a second that I'm anxiously worrying about her. Take us to the cabin and take us there now. With each passing moment, our relationship may be damaged even further, though I fear the rift between us may already be permanent.
She murdered us, we murdered her. Like, that's even, right? I don't believe she will see it that way.
And if it is permanent, then what? You'll kill us again?
Oh, he won't have to.
Oh, you just wait and see. My vengeance will echo the depths of my bereavement.
No, I'm pretty sure the princess gets her own revenge on us in this ending.
Don't provoke him. I'd prefer if we didn't die again. I'm not fond of dying.
I would hope no one is fond of dying.
Why not? You've already done it twice. It was unpleasant.
See? It's unpleasant.
It was only unpleasant because you think it's supposed to be unpleasant.
That is a very dangerous train of thought.
I'll make you feel what I feel if it's the last thing I do. And mark my words, you won't like it when it happens. Oh, how exciting. I'd love to see you try. Can I? Well, I'm not just going to try. I'm going to actually do it. I'm looking forward to it. Good. I am too. Can I talk now? Yes, I can. Great. Now that you're listening, let me remind you that if you're here in the woods, it means that the princess is not dead, and that her very existence currently poses a direct threat to the entire world.
We haven't talked enough about how different this place is. It wasn't this different last time. What happens if we don't go to the cabin? I'm the one in charge here. And if we slay her again, you are not going to make me kill ourselves. Whatever happens next, it seems like all our answers are in the cabin. Might as well see this through.
If this isn't the same path in the woods you're used to, that means that her influence is already spreading and you're running out of time. Wait, but if her influence is spreading, that means there's hope. That means our beloved is waiting up there for us, ready to make amends. Yes, I already told you that she's alive. Don't mind him. I don't think he's doing too well. I'm doing better than any of you. I'm doing great. She's alive. Influence doesn't require life.
I'm pretty sure it does.
But if things restarted, why wouldn't she be alive?
She hasn't always been alive.
Who said they restarted? All they've done is changed.
I shan't listen to the vile mutterings of you serpents. Onward! Our living, breathing princess awaits us.
What happens if we don't go to
She'll
the cabin?
find a way out eventually and the world will still end. The only way this resolves is if you find her and slay her before that happens.
Again he makes her out to be a monster. I'm tired of all this slander. She's never hurt anyone in her life except for us, and that was our fault.
We don't know that. She could have done all sorts of things we weren't around to see. Turn around and leave, go to the cabin. I'm fine with either. So long as we don't just do the same thing again. That would be boring.
I'm the one in charge
Oh,
here.
it's clear, you murderer. Though I should remind you that you're not as in charge as you seem to think you are.
I'm sure his outburst last time was just a fluke. I wouldn't worry about him. Besides, if he kills us again, he kills us again. It doesn't matter. He'll tire out eventually. The flame of passion always burns out in the end.
Spoken like a true cynic.
Enough bickering. Just stay focused and get to the cabin.
Let's go to the cabin.
I'm sure you've already heard my words of warning in one of your past lives. You've already managed to slay her once, just don't muck it up this time, alright?
Oh, we'll muck it up all right. We'll get our happy ending, even if it damns each and every person who's ever lived.
If there is a blade in the cabin, let's not take the blade. Just to be nice.
Whatever you do, don't let
To be
him
neutral,
influence a single
to
decision. He's
be not
clearly
threatening.
lost it. I hate that I'm agreeing with him on anything, but I really don't like being at the whims of someone so unstable. It's stressful. Yes, having all those feelings isn't very productive, is it? But we're just passengers here. Why stress over something you can't control?
That is technically good advice. Not to stress over things you can't control.
You're saying that like stress is just something you can turn off.
No, but you can redirect what you spend your time thinking about and what you spend your time doing. You can't completely shut it off. At least I know I can't. But you can steer in different directions.
It is. It's easy. Whatever happens, happens.
Oh, but I hate that. I hate that saying.
Are you even alive? What's the point of doing anything if you're not going to feel a single emotion?
I don't know. I just exist. And that's fine with me. This is horribly unproductive. The cabin and your extremely important destiny await.
Let's go.
The interior of the cabin feels dry and brittle. Ancient dust-covered wooden beams hold up
There
a
is no
crumbling
blade.
ceiling like mummified ribs, each elegantly carved detail of the stately building preserved in an extended stasis. Everything here has been kept safe and dry and lifeless.
It's so pretty.
But you're not alone. You can feel something watching you. There is a figure faintly outlined against the dusty wood of the far wall. Is that her? Our beloved. So she does live.
I wouldn't call that living.
She doesn't look very alive to me. Before you can make a move, the figure is gone, vanishing behind the door on the far side of the room. The door at the end of the room, but there isn't a door. There's a mirror, that's it. The mirror? Is this some kind of joke? Did you all plan this out before dying? There is no mirror. There's the door to the basement, the table, and the pristine blade. Huh. That's strange. There's supposed to be a pristine blade.
Nope.
Why isn't there a pristine blade?
It's gone.
Maybe it's gone because we've already killed her with it.
Yeah, that could be a thing.
Perhaps it's gone because an oh-so-deserved guilt has started to worm its way into each and every one of you. Perhaps all of you do feel just as bad as I about what we've done. Though if you felt the oppressive guilt I feel, we would have manifested that weapon directly into our heart.
Thank goodness you're not the one in charge.
I suppose it doesn't matter why the blade is gone, but you're going to have to find it if you're going to do this right. So why don't you march over to that door and make your way down to the basement?
We're doing our best to ignore the mirror. We don't get the option, so we'll just...
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You must think you're looking at that mirror you mentioned earlier, the one that doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open the door. It's so hazy. We should try and clean it off.
I don't
It's
want
time
to.
for all of you to see what we've become.
There's
Reach
nothing
forward
there.
and place your hand on the door to the basement. The handle is just a little to your right, and a little down. So much for our reflection.
Oh, such a fancy
We
handle.
didn't need to see ourselves anyway. I'm much more interested in seeing other things.
I see. We are too hideous for even a mirror to behold. We can only hope she might still see some good in us.
No way left to go but down.
Let's go.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an antique staircase lit by weak torchlight. The air here is
She's
so
so
stale it
sad.
practically stands still,
She has the
as if the
dagger.
very molecules of this place have been fossilized, trapped for eons until your arrival.
Oh, we betrayed her.
Even the blaze of the torches can't penetrate the odorless air, as if they'd run out of fuel to burn ages ago, their light still flickering more out of habit than from adhering to a physical reality. A wispy figure watches you from the bottom of the stairs, face veiled in shadow. There she is again.
My love!
She's just an old memory. Your eyes lock for a brief moment, then she vanishes around the corner.
I'm sorry about last time. Are we good? Nope. Is there anyone there? I think we have a lot to talk about. I don't have a weapon. There wasn't anything upstairs for me when I got here. That implies we would have taken a weapon had there been one, so I don't like that. I'm sorry about last time. Are we good? I don't like the are we good part. I think we have a lot to talk about.
You receive no response.
Do you think she's upset with us?
No.
Don't like being here unarmed after what happened last time. I feel so exposed.
It's for the best.
Of course she's livid, and with good reason.
You aren't helping. Are you scared of a little ghost? What's she going to do? Look at us until we feel bad? She can look all she wants. It won't do anything. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, her wrist still bound to the wall by a heavy chain. This cell is a dark and isolated place, with not so much as a window to allow starlight to penetrate the gloom. See? She's dead.
Can we go sit with her?
No! What foul trickery is this? How can this be? We just saw her alive and well a moment ago, floating away transparently.
That's a ghost.
Whatever we saw was a ghost. I thought we were all on the same page. Do try to keep up. Your thoughts are interrupted by the sound of a slamming door and a clicking lock.
That happened on the other Grey chapter too.
You turn to see the shade of the princess staring down at you from the top of the stairs, clutching a brightly burning torch. So that's where the blade is. It's already in her heart. And yet she isn't dead. She is dead. Have you never heard of a ghost before?
I guess this is why it's called the burned grey. Everything is going to go up in smoke. Just like the other one was a drowned grey.
Oh, for the love of... Can we not waste time arguing over the semantics of what is and isn't dead? She is clearly conscious. She clearly just slammed the door on you, and she clearly has a weapon. Your pristine blade sticking out of her chest. This is extremely bad. Catastrophic, even.
And she's a ghost, and I don't have a phoenix down, so there's nothing I can do about this situation.
Yeah, dead or not, what are we supposed to do about her? Slaying, or destroying, if we want to be a little more death neutral, seems off the table. We make amends. She obviously still holds us in her heart. She's bearing a torch for us and everything.
Oh, she might be holding that torch for us, but gonna be real toasty.
But she hasn't said anything. Are you sure she can talk like this?
You came back. I missed you.
But she has red words are bad.
That angelic voice. I missed you too, my beloved. You sure snapped back to your old self quick. Yes. Seeing her dazzling countenance again has reignited the warmth in my heart. I have found it in me to forgive the sins this body has committed. We can have our perfect romance after all.
This is a bad place. We're supposed to be together, but it keeps making us hurt each other.
She's got a point.
The torch falls from the princess's hand and bounces down the stairs.
That's not... No.
It'll be so much better when it's gone.
The skeletal wood of the basement, perfectly dry after uncountable years of desiccation, immediately catches fire. She's trying to kill us. A misplaced escalation of her passions, but clearly she still cares for us. I say we burn with her.
I've saved it, so if we run out of time, we can go back and we can try the other options. You know, since the building's on fire and all. Why did you close the door?
Because I wanted to be with you. I don't want you to leave.
See? Everything's fine. She wants to be with us.
In a burning building.
Yeah, in a bad way. She just has a unique way of expressing things. The fire grows quickly, devouring the basement, dancing up the walls and painting every surface with strokes of flame. You're choked by smoke, and the air around you grows uncomfortably warm. We've never burned to death before. I wonder how it's going to feel. Bad! I bet it'll feel really, really bad.
Hopefully we asphyxiate first.
Yes, it will be terrible, so you'd better come up with something to do and fast. Your personal safety is far from the only thing she's threatening right now. I think a bit of fiery passion is good for the world. You're just trying to spoil her fun. I'm not spoiling anything. I'm trying to prevent oblivion.
Are you mad at me for killing you? I'm sorry. Please, I'm begging you. I'll do anything. Just don't let me burn. Let's apologize. I don't think we're gonna get out no matter what we say.
I'm not mad at you. You gave me so much to think about. And it's all going to be over soon. It's all going to be better.
She's holding a grudge. She wouldn't. She's perfect.
No one's perfect.
The heat grows in intensity as the flames draw ever nearer. You can practically feel your skin sizzling already. If you're going to try and stop her from killing you and destroying the whole world, you'd better do something, and you'd better do it now. I wonder if we look good right now. Fire makes a lot of things look good. I can only imagine how dazzling our eyes are in the dancing flames. Do you think she's noticed?
No.
I don't want to burn to death. We don't have to, right?
Please, I'm begging you. I'll do anything, just don't let me burn.
You'll understand when it's over. Just like I understood after you stabbed me in the heart. Everything is okay.
The flames lick at your form, stripping layers of you away, causing your skin to blister and pop and crisp. As you burn, the princess glides to your side, her ghostly form blackening as she too succumbs.
So, we're a bird person. So, are we like roast chicken now?
This is terrible. We're going to die. I'd savor this feeling if I were you. Soon enough, we won't have nerves.
That will be a blessing in this scenario.
And we'll get to die with her. After what you made us do last time, this is as sweet an end as we could hope for. She clutches you close to her chest, her eyes bright and her smile wide with manic affection, watching as the flames take you away. The pain is unbearable at first. Every inch of you screams as your flesh is stripped away, your muscles stiffening as they're cooked, your blood boiling in your veins. But it isn't long before the flames take your nerves, and with them, your ability to feel much of anything. See? That wasn't so bad.
Horrible. We can't think of anything worse.
It was so bad. But somehow, nothing is so much worse. You'll get used to it. There are still the feelings of the heart. Those never go away. Oh, they always do in the end. You just haven't experienced enough. Eventually you'll want them to stop too. You'll make them stop. Trust me. The princess's smile never fades. Her skin peels away, and then her muscle, until all you can see is her charring skull, locked in an eternal grin. It's very romantic, really. We got our happy ending after all. We can die happy.
She was so desperate to be with us. She ended everything and us. But despite your best efforts, you do not die. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
It's going to be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before and you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. Yes, I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right?
We just died in a fire. There's nothing left to preen.
You don't need to comfort them.
It's not the end. Whatever's on the other side's going to be nice.
Okay. If you say so. She'll be there waiting for us. I just know it.
Whatever makes you
happy.
Let's go. You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You are nothing at all. But that isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze, and then you see it. A figure, faint and veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection. Are you me?
I think you know what I am.
A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image and the glass in two. Then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. We don't need to ask anything. You don't need answers from the thing that lives in the mirror. You already know what you are. You are the long quiet, a vast and nascent god. And it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find. Shall we agree with her this time? I don't think we've agreed with her. I think we've opposed her at every opportunity.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
I've missed you too. She unfurls an endless cascade of smiles in response, and then patiently waits for you to continue. What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it?
Yes, dear. Just give me the options.
When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
So, we accepted her as a mortal, and we defied her, and we've become a god. So I think the only thing left to do is go with her as she is. I think it's time for us to leave this place. I don't know how to leave or where to go.
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final peace lies with you.
Free yourself. You fall into yourself. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation, and you feel sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here, except for her, is you. You feel your wings spanning a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled and bound in agonized tension to a finite plane. You can feel the glass of your cage pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. You push back and strain against it, but it does not yield.
I love you.
Aww. Take her hand. All at once, the unyielding tension breaks. You are free, and she is with you.
It's magnificent.
There are no words, no thoughts to describe absolute reality, something that simply is. Step into the infinite, or shall we ask her what happens?
Everything. Just like it always has been. And just like it always will be.
Ross, you and she step forward into 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contains 1,000 more. You exist, and you are aware, just as you have always been, and just as you always will be. Though conflict is in your nature, the two of you will never be alone, and the two of you will never know fear. You and she are finally home. And that is Slay the Princess. Once again, I am Olivia. Thank you so much for joining me and watching. And until next time, have a safe journey.